Be Very Afraid's a funny old title, really. Some while ago, I brought some students and children together to just see how ingenious they were being with new technologies. And, of course, they surprised everybody who came into the room, and a few people came out saying they were genuinely terrified by the whole experience. So we thought it'd be rather nice to formalise that, and Be Very Afraid has become this annual celebration of children's ingenuity with technology, really. These aren't the best children in Britain, they're just indicative of how ingenious and creative and imaginative and brave children and schools are being, and colleges, with their learning. We could have had another 100 schools and colleges probably like this, but aren't they exciting to be with? It's been a wonderful day, we're winding up, everything's breaking down behind us, and children off for their journeys home to play with their games consoles that they got as a prize. I think perhaps a surprise for everybody was just how they've embraced portable technology. So much of what was going on here was on phone-based technologies, sometimes PDAs, but even last night when we had posh dinner at BAFTA here last night, they came into the room, they saw it lit, looking absolutely gorgeous, and it was like quick draw. They all went to their pockets and out came the phones and the PDAs, and they took not still pictures, they were taking video. And before we'd been 20 minutes, that video was off down the wires to their friends and their peers and their parents and everybody else. So, this is really portable technology properly embedded in learning. The way that they're using the stuff that's out there, they're on YouTube, they're on Bebo, they're on MySpace, they're on MyArtSpace. They're using software that's out there already for sharing. All those peer-to-peer sharing environments, they've just reached out and taken them to do what they want. I said to some of them, do you think you'll still be on this in 3 years' time? They said, oh, there'll be something much better by then. They've got a real sense that this world's moving very quickly, and they're just reaching out for the best stuff right now to do what they want. One of the big changes that's come out, I think, is that particularly for the schools that have come back the second time, or in just, I think, one case, the third time, what they've said is, we'd love to do this more with the rest of the world. We want to know what good ideas the rest of the world is doing, because, we know our stuff's exciting. People have come around and told us very flatteringly, but we want to know what the other guys are doing. What are they doing in Australia? What are they doing out there in Toronto, in Canada? What are they doing in Southeast Asia? We want to know. We can't wait to see each other's ideas. So I think the really big change this year, beyond the mobility and beyond the fact they're using the other big websites, was these children's eyes are up to the horizon, and the horizon's the world, and they see themselves in the world. Indeed, one of the students from Ravensbourne, the software that he's developed is busy changing the outcome of the election in Brazil. So he's not just winning hearts and minds, he's changing the president. And it's very effective, and it's happening. So these are global learners. And again, how do we keep up with that with the national curriculum? It's one of the things we've got to go away and think really hard about before next year. Why is it in BAFTA is a really interesting thought, because BAFTA is the home of very exciting things with moving image and theatre and performance. And cinema, I think, has struggled to understand where this is all going. And one of the joys for me this year were the number of people who came in from BAFTA and said, wow, if that's what they're doing, we're going to think really hard about how we entertain them. So I think that dialogue between learners and the entertainment industry has been exciting. And above all else this year, of course, the building is awash with people who are very excited about the games industry. And the games industry has got a lot to learn from these guys too, just as these guys have learned from the games industry. So we're in a lovely little triangle here of games, cinema, learners, and BAFTA is just the perfect home for all that. We're good at this stuff in Britain, A really good question is, how does this sort of pollinate? I mean, what's happened here today will go out on a DVD, will be broadcast, it'll be video, it'll be a DVD, it'll be a podcast, it'll be on YouTube, it'll be everywhere. But what about the others? And I think my passion in all this is to build a world where exchanging good ideas between schools, and pollinating those ideas, is the most natural thing that happens. I think at the moment we've got schools that are quality controlled, where we tell them what they ought to be doing and hope they fall in line. You can see we're moving towards a world where they tell us what we're doing, and we just make sure that what they're doing is ambitious enough for the children in the schools. And you can see that's beginning to happen here, around the country, around the world. It would be quite good fun, I think, to have a Be Very Afraid Global as a sort of as a web space. And we're not going to have to build it, are we? Because, I think they've already started.